Hi, I'm Peter Haddock here at Digital Construction Week, and we are talking about the common data environment, which I know nothing about, but it is super important according to Tom here and 12D Synergy. Tom, you're on the Hexagon stand because you've got a real partnership with the Hexagon brand and Leica Geosystems. But you told me earlier, Peter, we've got to take the data and we've got to do different things with it, and people have got to be able to use it. And that is what the common data environment's all about. But explain it better for me, please.
Yeah, sure. So common data environment essentially means document management or advanced data management system. It's ensuring that the right people can get the right information at the right time. And we're talking about a complex process throughout the life cycle of projects. You could be a designer, or you could be in the construction team, you could be a contractor on site, or you could even be, the client at the end who's actually receiving the information.
Yeah.
We need to ensure that throughout the life cycle, people are getting the right information at the right time. And we need to make sure that we're doing that in a standardized way and is in a system that can be auditable. So you can actually ensure that when you go back and check that information, that it is correct and can be, utilized by each of the disciplines and functions throughout the life cycle of the project.
And of course, people have their own systems. So people will have their own sort of project system that they're utilizing. They want data fed in the right ways and the right file types and things like that. We all know data's only useful if you can get the right information out of it, but also it's all the different data sets coming in and knowing that that is not version 1, version 12, version 4 over there, isn't it? So how does that actually work? How does the 12D Synergy piece actually work and make that possible?
Yeah, you're dead right. So on projects, we actually find that there are so many different types of software and systems that are actually used, right? We call it an ecosystem of systems. And so the really important thing for us as an industry is we need to think about how we're actually going to connect these things together. And that's a real shortfall that we found, a real challenge that we have is a lot of these systems don't actually communicate or interact with each other. So what 12D has done is we actually create a data agnostic system, which means that we are wanting you to use the best tools for the job. Recently, we've started working quite closely with Leica Geosystems, for instance, and we're thinking, okay, how is a surveyor going to access the information on site?
Yep.
So what we want to do is actually connect the systems that they're using on site to the teams in the office so they are able to receive the latest information at the right time. So what 12D does is it manages that design to construction process, ensures that information has gone through the right workflows and processes to say, yes, this has been checked and verified and approved for construction. And then it can be automatically sent to the right person on site who is ready to go and actually set that information out or build that piece of
of infrastructure.
Of infrastructure, exactly.
And I think the other thing is, as well, we're seeing surveyors. We've got surveyors here at Digital Construction Week. We're also seeing people that I saw yesterday who was an operator of a Leica Geosystems semi-automatic excavator, and he's using his bucket to read, and that's sending data. So there's lots of different data sets that are coming in. So when you have this common data environment, it just means that you can access everything in a simple way. But obviously you've got your own setups, and we're seeing some on the screen as we're doing here. So how do people work with you on a project? So we do a major project and it's coming through and there's lots of different data coming through. How does that work for you and how does the whole stuff come in together?
Yeah, sure. Well, so like I said before, we live in an ecosystem of systems. So we might have a design contractor or design consultant that works in their own system, and they've got a lot of design information that they need to get to the construction team. But the construction team might not have access to their system. They might have another CDE or another data management system. So we need to think about how we actually connect those systems together to ensure that the construction team can access that information at the right time. I think what we've started calling it is sort of CDE 2.0. So it's not just one CDE, it's actually multiple CDEs that interact and coordinate together. So if we follow the data, let's say we just follow the data, we've got a designer and a CDE. They're ready to issue that information to the construction team who are going to use it for set out.
Our
system connects directly with their common data environment, and once it reaches a certain state, like for instance published or ready for construction, it can get sent directly to 12D Synergy.
Right.
12D Synergy then sits there, the data manager who sits in the office, who is in the construction team on site going, hey, I need to get this information out to the team on site. Whether it's a survey with a total station or with a GPS, or whether it's an excavator. The person in the office can go, okay, we need to assign this to the right person, and we need to get it to the systems that are being used by the team on site actually doing the work. So for instance, Connex.
Through to Richard, the operator.
Exactly. So that information then connects through 12D Synergy. A workflow can be assigned to that piece of information, saying that yes, it is ready for construction. It's been checked and approved and ready to be sent to the excavator. It automatically gets sent to the excavator, as you can see on the screen here. Connects directly through our integration with Connex, and then the construction team can use the information, and they can be sure, they can know that they have the right information that's been issued from the designer at the right time, on site, ready to go. So it removes that risk. Because the amount of times that people go on a site and think, is this the right information? Is this the right? So it's removing that
issue there. So people, what I think is they're the hub of the hub. And in other words, you're the hub, information flows out to the other hubs, but the critical hub is the common data environment of 12D Synergy. And wow, folks, we go one way and we can go the other way. The data's all coming in, but the really important thing is that is the correct data at the correct time, and therefore people are digging once, digging well, setting out in the right way, and the project is moving forward. Great to talk to you.
Thank you very much for having me.
And in a common language, folks. Cheers.
Cheers.